A week of rest, sort of. I got back on the 18th, back to Clearwater on the 18th after basically 2 weeks in Washington, D.C. Stayed at my dear friend and his wife Liz's house in Tacoma Park most of the time. And it was great to see Sean, catch up on things, and generally do a bit of hanging out. Of course, Sean usually works until about 7, as does Liz. So my dinner took place generally past what is normally my bedtime, but I was more than glad to stay up for Sean's mighty fine cooking and a few beers and ultimately a bottle of Jameson's. When the weather turned cold, I decided it was absolutely Jameson's weather. And when I last bought a fifth of it, it was about $12. Going to the alcoholic shop, I was ready to figure it must be maybe about $20 now, and nearly shat myself when I found out the cost of a bottle is $31. Anyhow, it was well worth it, and a hot whiskey certainly helped the cold nights, and by cold nights I mean down to 0 degrees Celsius and a bit below in Washington, D.C. Veterans Day, it was great to see the good Mr. Galloway and hear him speak at the World War II Memorial on the Mall in D.C. Somebody sadly mentioned to me that the World War II Memorial looks a bit Germanic, and close inspection led me to not only agree but easily imagine Sieg Heils and Nazi salutes taking place at the place, especially compared to places like the Wall and even the Korean War Memorial nearby. Veterans Day at the Wall, as always, was a rather emotional time, and it's a time at the Wall, usually the 10th and certainly the 11th. It's kind of difficult for the tourists to get to the Wall because it's pretty much packed with those of us who remain alive from the Vietnam War visiting old friends there, and also luckily not running into, but catching up or getting track of an old friend who I hadn't seen in 20 some years, and finally heard from him, and we've been in touch on Facebook, and I look forward to seeing Ed next time I'm up in DC. Also got to spend a couple nights with a very amazing man who's been with state, retired military, who's been with state for years and years and years. At one time during the war, Vietnam War, was the military attaché in Thailand. And spending a couple nights on Capitol Hill was quite amazing. Also had time to visit some of the sites there, especially the Botanical Gardens and the Library of Congress, which I'll be posting, and I guess it's called the Native American Museum, which is east of the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum. All of these things, one of the great things is all of these things are free. So people from all over the world come and visit and enjoy Washington, D.C. And this week, well, until the 2nd of December, I'm going to sit here and catch up on posts and get some rest in and try and find out what's going on at VA and stuff like that. And then the 2nd of December, I plan on going up to the source in Florida of the Suwannee River, and following it down because I find it quite interesting, a bit like the Songkram River in northeast Thailand. it's still, it's not dammed. It's still wild. There are, the caves and all those things that many I've seen in the state parks already. But look forward to doing that, and that'll sort of be my December road trip. Next week is American Thanksgiving, which really, sort of thankful and grateful for a whole lot of things on a at least daily basis. And it's not a holiday that really, even though Veterans Day to my mind isn't a holiday, it's an observance day. And that's that. But anyhow, that's it. Back from Washington into Clearwater. Well, it's still rather chilly, but looking at weather, is supposed to be warming up again. So that's sort of the poop for now. And forward to talking to everybody again next week. Y'all take care. Bye.